All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks you for dialing in for tonight's corporate webinar. Here we have Perak Transit Bhd. We're glad to honor to have here the company CFO, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
And they just released its Q4 financial year 2024 earnings result. As you know, Perak Transit Bhd is involved in the operation of integrated public transportation terminal in Perak. And Jennifer will provide us with highlight of others information later. Without further ado, we'll start the presentation. Over to you, Jennifer.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Sik. Once again, thank you very much to Rakuten for organizing this briefing this evening. Okay, so let's start the presentation slide. All right, good evening to everyone. Okay, so here the presentation slide that we are having today basically will be more focused on the fourth quarter results. So based on these slides, you can see that the major contributor here is our terminal operations, which consists of 67.8% of our total group revenue. In quantum is approximately 126 million. Whereas the second highest contributor here is petrol stations operation, which consists of 17.8% out of our total group revenue. In quantum is around 33.2 million. So the third major contributor here is the stage bus operation, which consists of 13.4%. In quantum is around 25 million. Okay, last and not least is our telco tower constructions operation, which consists of approximately 1%. In quantum is approximately 1.9 million. Okay, in terms of our whole year EBITDA, so our terminal operations contribute approximately 122.9 million, whereas our stage bus operation contribute approximately 7.3 million, and our petrol stations contribute around 1 million. Okay. Let's drill into more details in our financial results. Okay, so in terms of our annual earnings, our revenue have improved from 173 million to 186 million in 2024. Okay, so the same go with our EBITDA have improved from 160 million to 126 million in 2024. The same go with our PATAMI have also improved from 65 million to 71 million in 2024. EBITDA margin has been quite consistent at 68% in the fourth quarter. PATAMI margin is also consistent at 38%. So in the fourth quarter results, so basically our revenue have decreased slightly from 52 million to 42 million in fourth quarter. EBITDA have improved slightly from 32 million to 33 million in fourth quarter. PATAMI is quite stable at 17.9 million in fourth quarter. So our EBITDA margin has improved from 62% to 79% in fourth quarter. And PATAMI have improved also from 34% to 42% in fourth quarter. So in terms of the fourth quarter revenue, it have improved approximately 5.4% year on year and decreased approximately 17.8% Q on Q. Fourth quarter PATAMI have improved approximately 3.5% year on year, and approximately 1.1% Q on Q. Okay, so let's drill into more detail on the segmental revenue breakdown. Okay, so our terminal operation basically consists of approximately 72% of our total group revenue in the fourth quarter. Okay, so our terminal operations has improved approximately 28% year on year and decreased approximately 12.2% Q on Q. So the year-on-year revenue growth was driven by the commencements of Pidor Central operation, and also higher rental income, and also increase in terms of tenant revenue sharing. Whereas our petrol stations operations have decreased in terms of its revenue by approximately 23% year on year and approximately 32% Q on Q. So this decrease is mainly due to the accounting recognitions of our certain revenue, which is based on the net amount received under MFRS 15. So this is basically due to the touch and go and also the e-pay revenue. Okay, so because we act as an agent, So we recognize the net amount received in the revenue instead of the whole revenue that we received, then minus our cost, then only reflect the profit. So the net effect is actually the same. It's just that the recognition method is different. So in terms of our bus operation, there is a decrease of approximately 20% year-on-year, approximately 18.2% Q-on-Q. So this decrease is mainly due to a lower contribution from stage bus service transformation program. Okay, last and not least is our telco tower constructions operation. It's decreased approximately 93.5% in year-on-year and around 89.4% Q-on-Q. So this decrease is mainly due to the reduced construction works of tower. Okay, next slide. Okay, is on the quarterly EBITDA breakdown by operations. So in terms of our terminal operations, the EBITDA margin is above 90%, and the bus operations EBITDA is around 30%, whereas the petrol stations EBITDA is between 2 to 4%. Okay, so in terms of our EBITDA breakdown, so in the fourth quarter, the terminal operation consists of 30.1 million, whereas the bus operations consists of 1.6 million, and the petrol stations consist of 0.3 million. So in total, our fourth quarter EBITDA is around 32 million. Okay, so next slide is on the terminal revenue breakdown. So in the fourth quarter, you can see that our rental of advertising and promotional spaces has improved from 9.5 million to 13.2 million. This is mainly due to the commencements of Bhd Central operations. So the rest of the terminal advertising and promotion basically stagnant at 9.5%. So the additional revenue here is from the Bhd Central. Okay. And then our rental of shop and kiosk has also improved from 13 million to 14.4 million in fourth quarter, whereas our project facilitation fees have decreased from 11.9 million to 2.4 million in fourth quarter. So below we have a pie chart of our whole year terminal revenue breakdown. Okay, so the rental of shop and kiosk is approximately 41%. Whereas the rental of advertising and promotion consists of 33%. Our project facilitation fees consists of 24%, and the rest of the revenue stream consists of 1% each. Okay, so next slide is on the first interim dividend that we have announced yesterday, which is RM0.5 cents per shares, okay, which will be payable on the 23rd of May 2025. Okay. So next slide is on the gearing ratio, net gearing ratio. So our net gearing ratio has been stable at 66%. Okay, so there is an increase in terms of our equity from 733 million to 753 million in the fourth quarter. This is mainly due to increase in terms of our share capital from the exercise of warrant and also higher retained earnings. So our total borrowing has decreased slightly, 800 million to 785 million in fourth quarter. This is due to we are repaying our sukuk quarterly, and our total cash have decreased also slightly from 340 million to 285 million because the cash that we utilized to construct Toronto Central and also Seri Iskandar Central. Okay. Next is on our business update. So the first slide here is on the lower concentration in terms of our project facilitation fees. Okay, so you can see here that our total project facilitation fees that have recorded in 2024 basically have decreased by 7% if we compare to 2023. So in total, the quantum is 29.9 million. Okay, whereas the total group revenue have improved approximately 8% from 173 million to 186 million in the fourth quarter. Okay, so the total project facilitation fees basically consist of approximately 16% of our total group revenue. So again, there will be a lower concentration in this segment, but it will not affect our growth factors because next year in 2025, we will have a full year contribution from Bhd Central, Then, of course, we will under construction is Toronto Central and Seri Iskandar Central. So with the decrease in terms of the contribution from this segment, it will not affect the growth rate in 2025 and moving forward. So currently, we still have around 25 million of order book to be recognized over a 1-year period. Okay, next is on our first develop, own and operate terminal, which is Terminal Meraya. So the current occupancy rate as at December 2024 is 85%. Okay, so you can see that below the chart there. So in 2024, so we have passengers footfall of around 1.15 million. So this is just the number of ticket purchasing passengers. So normally we will double this number to get the estimated footfall traffic, which is around 2 million a year. Okay, and then our rental revenue here is approximately 30.6 million in 2024. Okay, next slide is the tenants update, which we have already shared in the last quarter. So the first floor mainly occupied by Tibet Academy, and the ground floor will be the Sotofo supermarket, which is expected to commence their operation in the first half of 2025. Okay, our second develop, own and operate terminal, Kampar Putra Central. So the current occupancy rate as at December 2024 is 77%. Okay, so basically there are some new tenants that already commenced their operation. For example, ground floor F&B's commenced since 1st of December 2024. And then we have level 6 that also F&B, which have already commenced their operation on the 1st of January 2025. So the total rental revenue for this terminal in 2024 is approximately 60.9 million. Okay, next slide is on our in-house terminal management system. So currently we have already installed at Kampar Putra Central and also the new Bido Central. Okay, so in future we are planning to implement this in-house terminal management system in other terminals that is owned and also operated by our company. Okay, next is our Cineplex tenant photo. This is the badminton court tenant photos. This is a bowling alley and also go-kart. This is the ballroom. This is the family entertainment center operated by PRSC. So there are offerings roller skate, gel blaster, and also drift kart. So this is the new F&Bs at ground floor. This is another new F&B at level 6. Okay, so again, this Sotofo supermarket operator, they are not only leasing at Terminal Meraya, but they are also leasing at Kampar Putra Central. Okay, both expected to operate in first half of 2025. Okay, our third terminal here is Bido Central. Okay, so our current occupancy rate as at December 2024 is 58%. So ground floor, we have a new F&B tenants that have already commenced their operation since 1st of January. Okay, so the Bido Central have already commenced operation on 26th of September 2024. Here are some photos of the TF Value Mart opening. And this is the new F&B tenant at ground floor. Okay, so under the develop, own and operate model, so we have 3 terminals that have already completed and commenced the operation. So in the pipeline, there is another 2 terminals that is currently under constructions. Firstly is Toronto Central. Okay, expected to complete the constructions by first half of 2026 and commence the operation in the second half of 2026. And Seri Iskandar Central, expected to complete the constructions in the first quarter of 2028 and to commence operation in the second half of 2028. Okay, next is on our bus operations updates. Okay, so bus.my Ipoh stage bus service have already launched on Monday itself lah, on the 24th of February. So under the stage bus service transformation program. So we are being appointed as the network operator by APAD lah, Agensi Pengangkutan Darat. So the contract value is approximately 65.85 million over a 5 years period. So we have also acquired 55 new buses covering 17 routes in Ipoh itself. So this is actually a renewed contract lah. The first contract that we obtained in 2016 is for a 8 years period. So it has expired in 2024 lah. So once again, we are being appointed as the network operator. So the contract value is around 65 million over a 5 years period. Okay, next is on the asset-light business, which is the terminal management contracts. So currently, we are still have 2 existing contracts. So expected to secure more contracts in the following quarters. So this is the telco tower constructions operation. So we have completed 11 projects. So more projects to be secure, especially the 5G tower. Okay, so the last section is the ESG initiative. So basically, this is based on the annual report 2023. So this will be updated when our annual report 2024 has been released. Okay, so the ESG target basically are the same in 2023 and also 2024. Okay, so this is in terms of the solar installation. So we have already installed our solar at Terminal Meraya and also Kampar Putra Central. So, and also 3 of our petrol stations. So we will move to phase 2, which is to install the solar panel at Bhd Central, our workshop, and also our corporate office. Okay, so here are some data in terms of the EV bus and EV charging station. So I think let's move on to the Q&A session. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jennifer. Just now, spent focus for presentation in the quarterly result. Are you get ready, Jennifer, for the Q&A?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, the first question is, could you provide the revenue breakdown for the 3 central terminal?
Yeah, sure. So for the 12 months ended December 2024, so the Terminal Meraya revenue is approximately 30.59 million, whereas Kampar Putra Central is 60.95 million, and Bhd Central is 3.88 million.
All right, thank you. Okay. How is the revenue recognized for Bhd Central? Is this included or F&B outlets?
Okay, so in the 4th quarter, we have recognized advertising and promotion, and also TF Value Mart only. So the rest of the tenants, for example, our F&Bs, bowling, badminton courts, and so forth, which haven't been reflected in our 4th quarter results. So, for example, F&B, they only commence operation in 2025 January. So, this will be reflected in the 1st quarter.
Okay. Okay. What was the PAT margin for Bhd Central in Q4?
The PAT margin is similar throughout our terminal operations, which is approximately 56%.
56%. Okay. If like just now you say because this quarter does not only include the advertising and TF Value Mart, right? If next quarter you recognize with others like the leisure activity and then the F&B outlet, the margin will be good now, right?
It will be almost there lah, because in the first in the fourth quarter lah, when we started off, so there will be lesser expenses incurred and so forth. So it will be offset against each other lah. So in the first quarter, so there might be more expenses incurred, but our revenue will also improve. So overall for our whole terminal operation, the PAD margin is approximately 56%.
What is the target tenant occupancy rate for Bidor Central in the upcoming quarter?
Instead of we talk about first quarter 2025, maybe we talk about the whole year lah, 2025. So our target is actually to improve the occupancy rate from 58% to 70% at least lah.
These are 58% to 70% for the full years lah.
Full year, correct.
Full years 25. Okay. Are there any new upcoming tenant expected at Bidor Central?
Yes, if those that we have already secured but not yet commenced operation, we have like bowling and also badminton tenants. Okay, but those that we haven't secured yet, for example, ballroom, family entertainment center, and some of the F&B outlets. So those we are still in discussion with the tenants, and then to yet to secure a contract yet. But all these are our target tenants.
Okay. Okay. Will you provide more insight into how the bus.my initiative will contribute to your group revenue?
Okay, sure. So this is actually not something new. So previously this project is called My Bus lah. So now the brand changed to bus.my, but both also under the Stage Bus Service Transformation Program. Okay, so in our revenue in 2024, so this revenue have already included lah. So it's not an additional revenue, it's just that we renewed the contract. Okay, so how this revenue basically recognized, for example, the bus fare that we receive basically is not our revenue lah. So at the end of the month, we need to accumulate and pass it back to the federal government, APAD itself. So what we receive from APAD is based on cost per kilometer run. So if, for example, raining season, there is lesser ridership in our bus operation, so it doesn't really affect our revenue, because we will still continue to provide the services according to the trip, the frequency itself, and so forth. So basically, APAD will base on the cost per kilometer run. So how many kilometer that you have run in that particular month, so that will give you a subsidy to cover, which is to be recognized as your revenue. So this program basically is a very good initiative lah, which actually provide a revenue guarantee to the bus operator.
Okay. Okay, this one related just now the question. How does the company plan to utilize the 65.85 million contract, and what is expected financial impact?
Again, this is not something new lah. So this is not an additional revenue to us. For example, the 25 million revenue that is being recognized in year 2024 have already the features of this Stage Bus Service Transformation Program. So this is a renewed contract. So it's not considered a brand new contract lah. Okay, so basically this 65.85 million is to help us to cover our OPEX lah, our operations and so forth. Of course, there will be a slight margin lah, so for the bus operator. So, and also if we are able to control the cost properly, then we will have more saving. Okay, so this is to answer this question.
All right. Okay. Is there any plan for rental remission for this year, or there any upcoming contract renewal for ascending or new tenants?
Okay, so for advertising and promotion, so there will be no increment this year in 2025, so stagnant. Okay, so for rental income, that portion, so normally for anchor tenant, we will sign a long-term contract with them lah. Okay, so like more than 3 years and above, so some can go up to 15 years and so forth. But if the contract, we have already spelled out the rental increment every year, so we will according to that rental increment and charge them accordingly lah. Okay, so of course currently our occupancy rate still have room for improvement lah. For example, Kampa currently is 77%, so there is still room to go up to 85%. And then Bhd Central currently is only 58%, so there is room to go up to 70, 80, even 90%. So all these new tenants that we are going to secure will basically bring us new, improve in terms of our rental income lah. Okay.
Okay. In your slide, I think there is got a step 4 supermarket. Will be opening another branch at Terminal Meluraya. How do you expect this contribute to your revenue after they open, like, first quarter of 25?
Basically, if they commence their operations either in first half of 2025, then we will receive a rental income from them lah. It's a fixed rental income, it's not a revenue sharing. So but then I think better not to disclose their rental rate lah. So but I can disclose is the model lah. Model is of the revenue, which is a fixed rental rate.
Among your upcoming project, which area are you prioritize first for development?
Okay, so currently in the pipeline, we have Tronoh Central and Seri Iskandar Central. Both are currently under constructions. Okay, so but the completions and the commencement dates are different for these two terminals. Like Tronoh is expected to complete by first half of 2026 and commence operation by second half of 2026. Whereas Seri Iskandar is expected to complete first quarter of 2028 and to complete to commence the operation only in the second half of 2028. So there is some timing difference in terms of the completion and also the commencements of operation.
Okay, there is 2 years gap between after you complete one. Okay. Oh, I think just now there's someone already clicked in. Could you share the reason for the decline in project facility fees? I think just now you already
so we are very passive lah in this segment. So we very much rely on the project managers that go and look for customers that they're intended to build integrated public transportation terminal or mixed development in a second tier city and so forth. So because we are doing what we are good at, which is terminal management. Okay, so but whereas with the decline in these fees, this revenue, it will not affect our growth factors lah. So like mentioned in 2025, it is a full year contribution for Bhd Central, and then 2026 we have also other terminals that is in the pipeline and about to commence the operations. And then other than that, we might also secure some terminal management services project and the rest of our core activities lah, some improvements, some growth and so forth. So with this decline, we doesn't foresee any it will affect our bottom line.
Okay. Okay, for telco, are there any upcoming project related to the infrastructure construction in telco?
For the time being, and we are still waiting for the 5G tower constructions lah. So I think the vendor itself is still waiting for that 5G tower to be awarded to them. Then they're only awarded to the contractor itself. So we are still waiting for that process lah to actually to pass the constructions to us at the end for the 5G tower.
Okay. Okay. Any potential TMS for this year?
Yes, there might be. So because we are exploring a lot of different state and also cities for the terminal management projects. So there might be projects that is being secured this year.
What was the reason for the delay in construction or commencing operation for Bhd Central compared to the timeline for other terminals?
I don't think there is a delay in terms of the construction, but commencements of operation, yes, there is a slight delay due to the period where we obtain the certificates of completions and compliance. There is some delay lah. So which is beyond our control. So once we obtain the CCC in August itself, then we quickly commence our operation in September. So so this is the factors lah.
I think we answered almost all of the question. If investor you have any question, you can pop up and our Jennifer are welcome to answer it. Yeah, I think there is no more question for tonight. Is there any closing remark before we end, Jennifer?
Yes, maybe to recap on the growth factors itself. So first of all, is basically the 2025 is the full year contributions of Bhd Central. Secondly, is that there are still room for us to improve in terms of the occupancy rate for 3 of our existing terminal. So if that occupancy rate basically improve, then we will basically increase in terms of our rental income. Thirdly is to secure more terminal management contracts. Okay. Fourthly is to secure more sites for telco tower construction, especially for the 5G tower. Okay. Then subsequently to secure more routes and also contracts for our bus operation, especially with the state government itself. And then 6 is that the Toronto and also Seri Iskandar Central is currently under construction. So once the construction has been completed and obtain the CCC, then we can commence the operation. So there will be another additional new revenue stream contribute to our books lah. Okay, last and not least is the organic growth from our existing core activities from the terminal buses and petrol stations operations. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Jennifer, for tonight. The presentation and update for us for the running Q4 financial year 24. All right, then I just end the webinar. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And good night.
Good night.